Welcome to our weekly New Gambia platform, New Gambia Media live talk show. Today is April 23rd, 2023. Today we have our guest, Salieu Suso. He's a member of Jalikunda band and Jaliya band as well in New York City here. He's an experienced Kora guitarist, and he represents he represents Gambia at different stage, and he also got invited to many high profile events. So Salieu is gonna tell us a little bit history about traditional music, especially in with Kora, and also he will make some performance as we go along. So we're gonna be asking him questions and perhaps give comments on areas that need a little more clarities. So I have my co-host, Ceesay. Sam, welcome. And welcome to also Salieu Suso. You have the floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Momodou Sawaneh and Sam Ceesay and all other members of the program. So, before beginning to say anything, I would like to introduce the instrument itself, which is a Kora, because maybe people like me, I spend a lot of times in the United States, and my kids need to know what is the Kora and what is the Kora made out. Likewise, other family members in the state. So Kora is a 21-string musical instrument, 21 strings musical instrument made out of a gourd. This is a gourd, or calabash, or calabasha in Spanish. So made out of cowhide. This is cowhide, like cow skin. And these are the handles, and the pole here is rosewood. Those are made out of rosewood. So together, you see the bridge is also made out of rosewood. So that's where the strings be able to hang out. And then we have ankle strings right here. And these are also nylons. And the top one is also nylon strings. But back in the days, during the time of our forefathers, they used animal skin, this animal called antelope. They used an antelope skin to make strings out of it. So those days passed. So now, we had to figure out what to do with because right now, by killing animals, sometimes you must spend some time behind bars by killing animals. So we had to figure out what to do, and then we come out the idea of getting fish in line, and it can get in local stores without no problem. And I think it sounds good. So people play this kind of instrument. It's called jali or griot. Jalis are entertainers and also edutainers, storytellers in the community of Manding Empire up till now. So in this 21-string instrument, musical instrument, so I'm going to start it. Usually, traditionally, when the Kora players started with a Kelefa Ba. Kelefa Ba is a primary song of the Kora. Because like Manding, we have a lot of different instruments. So each of these instruments have their own way of, playing. But the Kora traditionally, you started with a Kelefa Ba because the time Kora was invented, Kelefa Ba was the king. So they named the song after him. So I usually say most of the songs are traditional songs are dedicated to important people, people like kings and queens.
Wow.
And sometimes, public advocates in the society. So, but today I'm going to play Kaira. I'm going to start with a Kaira. The reason why I'm going to start with a Kaira, because we're in an Eid celebration. And Eid is a Kaira, is a peace and love. That's what Kaira means. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Little volume.
Yeah. Yes. No, that's good.
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
Laila, 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 Subhanallah, Allah Ta'ala. Laila, 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 Wobena Dumana Kaira. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Kaira, 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 peace and love, Kaira. Blessing, Kaira. Eid Mubarak, Kaira. Allah, New Gambia platform, Kaira, Kra platform, New York City. Alamunar Sola Kaira la. Kaira Blamandi, Kaira Solomandi Mume. Inlama Mara Ujara da Saya, ini Yakula Kumba Yakuno. Melman Solema Kaira. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, wow,
That
wow.
was
Kaira,
great.
Kaira.
That was great. Yes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
mashallah. I don't know about you, Sam, but I couldn't stop shaking.
Me too. It's awesome. 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 I love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
so Sam, looking at the creativity involved, and even if you don't know the words, we have seen a lot of, even the white folks who enjoy this Kora, and even some of them who are even interested in playing it or knowing how the drum beats and everything comes. I mean the melody comes about. How
Yeah.
the strings are all making different tones. So I would ask, my first question would be, and Sam, you can come in, but how do you make these strings so different tone? How do they do that? Because I think they're all going to the same direction. So
Yeah.
what make the other one sound different? I think the Jaliba can tell us that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Kora, the string is, like I said, 21 strings. You know, in Western style music, so they have a problem to understand the Kora tuning, because in Kora tuning it's the 21 strings, but out of these 21 strings, that's a 7 strings active. That's what in Mandinka, that's what we call that kumbengo.
Okay.
Kumbengo. So those 7 strings, you have to make sure you put them together to make a sound. If those 7 strings make a sound, then you added more strings, to make a broader sound.
So in other words, that you have to have a bass line, like the bass strings has to work first.
Exactly. There's a bass strings there, and there's a harmony, and there's a solo strings. So in a Western style, they when they look at it, they said, oh, this one have everything, because they for their system, you have to have it in the band. You have a guitar, and you have a bass guitar, and you have a drum, and then you have some kind of flutes. So they said the Kora has all this in one part. So so to get back to your question, the strings bass, like I said, those 7 strings also, you need to add the bass, 2 bass lines, because that's the bass lines on the right hand side, and that's a bass line on the left hand side. So, and those 2 bass lines, everyone have a active. So when you touch the bass, that's active under the bass. So those 2 goes together, on the right and the left. And then in the middle, you add 2 more or 3 more, then it makes 7. So that's how the Kora, Kora was, built, and then to make it sound. But it's the sound also. Sometimes you can see, Kora players, they make a lot of sound, what we call Mandinko, we call it Birmingham improvisation. Sometimes we do that, but those things based on the active strings when the Kora was kumbeng. In another word, we call it Kora bengo, because every Kora student, after learning basic patterns, then you have to learn the Kora bengo. So that Kora bengo, that's why the kumbeng is right. You have to know the kumbeng first. When you know the kumbeng, then you can be able to tune the Kora. But if you don't know the kumbeng, so the tune is hard. That's why a lot of white people, when they go to Africa, they like the Kora, and then they bought it there, and they teach them 1 song or 2 songs, and when they come, the Kora, either in the plane, the courthouse, the students are, displaced, or the bridge was, collapsed. So to mount it back again, if you mount it back, now the problem is to tune it. Even myself, when I was a kid, as I used to travel with my dad, to different area of the Gambia, in the summertime, I mean springtime, to celebrate, harvest. We used to, go different places. So afterward, then when we come back, when something happened at next village or something, so we can go our own with our Kora to our age groups to, play for them in their parties, or, stuff like that. But if you don't know how to do that Kora bound, you cannot go with a Kora. A lot of, kids like me that time, they go with the Kora. So something happened, the bridge collapsed, then you're done. Because
Wow.
you cannot bring it, you can bring the bridge up, but to tune it, that's going to be the problem.
So you mean this thing can, for some reason, if the Kora is like started getting loose and you don't understand it, which ones are the base,
Exactly.
you're gonna have to come back to Africa if you are traveling to for somebody to help you, right? Somebody like you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Good thing to know. Sam, that's a good knowledge though, to know that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in case I would say anybody in the United States here that went on tourism to Gambia and bought Kora and brought it back to the US, if they have a problem, this is the man to go to. They don't need to go to get Africa again. They can just go to him. So that's him. They just need to contact him, and he will help them out. My question is, one question that just came to my mind is, how long does it take to build a Kora from start to finish?
That's a good question. Yes. To build a Kora from the scratch, it takes a time. It takes a time for some people, but for some people, it doesn't take a time, because some people already prepare for it.
Yep.
So they have materials ready. So for them, it doesn't take that much time. But for someone who doesn't have prepare for it, so it's going to take a lot of time. But someone who prepare for it, because to prepare for it, you have to get the wood from the forest, and cut the wood and make it, shape, and then put it aside, and then, get cow skin. Sometimes you can get fresh cow skin, but even though the one that dries, so you need to bring it home and dig the ground and put the cow skin there and water it over the night. Then it gets soaked, and then, that's some kind of herbs you put it to clean the hair.
Okay.
To clean it white.
Yep.
So you gotta use those herbs. So all these things has to be prepared before you start. So once you do that in the morning, traditionally, when I was growing up, my parents, that's how they do it. So they soak the cow skin on the ground overnight, and put some herbs on it. In the morning, they take it out, and they let the kids, wash it out, with the water, and all this, all the hair goes out. So then they call, family members to come to witness to build the Kora. Wow. So that morning, it take to build it at itself, it just take 25 to 30 minutes. Because
wow.
Yeah, because the cow skin is ready,
yeah,
and the gourd is ready. So just to put the cow skin on top of it, it takes 25 to 30 minutes. Then you fix it, put around the cow skin and the gourd, you put the nails to hold it to dry. So if it dry, then you cut it out and take those nails out. Then the cow skin will be stick with the gourd. So
Good.
and you put it you put it in the sun for 1 week or 2 weeks. When it get dried, then you start putting the the strings with the pole together.
Okay.
So that also, when you put the strings already, now you have to use it and play it to get roded. Maybe play it for 1 week and then start swinging up.
I see.
To sound much better.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. If you can have a Kora next to you, that way when people, I mean, like, that would be good, so I can see in the back. Yeah.
They can see the back.
Yeah. So we're gonna maybe go into a few more melody, give that to our audience, and then come back to the question. Sam, if your question is answered, right?
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, just give like another 2 minutes of maybe another song or something that has a meaning. Perhaps we can relate, our audience can relate to.
Okay.
Because I can't stop, like really getting getting enough of that sound.
Yeah. All right. So one more song.
Yes. Something that we can relate to, and maybe our audience can.
Bemanganya mansalu bemanggang mansalu bemanganya bemanga alivaya ya mansalu bemanga tonole ganyajibo nyajibo anidin fade tonole ganyajibo Alivaya ya mansalu be magang tonole ganyajibo Jarama pula jarama Nyajibo, kanim vade tonale ganyajibo,
Excellent. So what does that song mean?
That song,
because yen jarama fujele,
yes,
yentul fama jele, ye dulaja malel ma me alonko. I can relate to that.
Yeah. So yeah, Jaliya kumakang maniga kang lo me yanko maniga kang deep room. It's very deep. Because kumakang is most likely poetry, because sometimes the words are very meaningful. So the song what I was playing is called Al-Fayaya. It's one of the Fulani king during the Manding Empire. So, but then you hear the Jarama, which means thank you. The Jalis or Griots are thanking him for his leadership, the quality of his leadership.
Right.
So they thanking him. Another word was Tonoleka Nyajibo. Tono in Mandinka, Tono means benefit.
Yeah, benefit, yeah.
Tono means benefit. They said the benefit make the people cry.
In what sense? In what sense?
In the sense of when a good person like him, you know, he had a lot of benefit to the community and the people. So when he died, a lot of people crying, but
right,
they're not crying for he died, but he crying for the benefit that they lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So does that mean that when we die, people don't care exactly about us, but they just care about what they are missing?
Exactly.
Something new to know.
Right?
Very interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's good. So how me if I wanna, is there a possibility? I don't know, like Imam Jaliya Kono. Isi keno jaloti ma. Isi Stefana Sinano ngafoko inko. Suso lafta kela al fananka Jaliya ki nyami nga Kora kosi nga, you know, I make a living. So what's keno?
Yeah, sa ka keno le nunta ka keno but sa ka keno.
Muna difference on why?
Nunto because Manding, you know, Manding Mansalu, they had, you know, given opportunity and you know, share between the community. These people should be their roles should be this, and these people their roles should be this. So what people don't understand, that doesn't mean these people are better than these other people. Doesn't mean that. But what it means to be in the same community or in the same room to give respect to each other.
Oh, so to protect, area protect.
Exactly, to protect the how they call it, human right. So that's the
so
time.
Nunto Niko Bakela, it might be a crime because you don't have the Amankela Siloti.
Exactly.
And it's like you are in the Canada.
Yeah. Like in the beginning, Nadiam followed from Kweko Jaliya, I see five Jamal Soto. Kora Jalo Bijele, Tantan Jalo Bije, Da Jalo Bije. Ya family, you'll baby Jaliya Konal.
Yeah.
So, but Nida Jibe in broad sense, Beka Jaliya. Because Dajaloka Jaliya Minka Kafa Dalla, Kora Jalo Fanaka Jaliya Minka Kafa Kora Lan and Adala. So, but between our forefathers, they differentiated that, okay, Kora Jalolu and Imbala Jalolu, those people are the traditional musician, storytellers, and then those are the ones that are going to keep our history. So that was the difference.
But it dajalo it kino dajalo ti ba yeke Kora Jalo Ferante.
Oh no, Nunto ita go keno. The people are trying now, but you can't do that before. Before you have to be, if you are Jaliya, that's going to be your role. So the Kora Jaliya, the Kora player's role. But now, people do both. People do both because you see, what Western world, Western society changed a lot of things. Because now you can see Kora player, as you can see somebody now, he play Kora, he play guitar, he play djembe, he play Plaform. So if you are the band member now, for example, so you want to hire people to play in your band. So you need all this Plaform, Kora, guitar, djembe player. So for example, you need all this for your recording now. So instead of hire all these people, you just hire this guy, the one guy, because he do all this. So he kind of like took over 5 people's job.
So so it's more economical way.
Yeah, it's more economical way, but that's the philosophy of the Western thinking. But in Manding, even Manding during the Manding Empire time, there's people who do all this. But in order for everybody deserves to get the job, the kings doesn't allow that one person do or everything, while other people need
job. Or while they need job.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they don't allow that back in those days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, you have something for the Jaliya about so far that, or other things that you know, because it will be, we have seen Kora tradition in our communities. We wonder why. I mean, we have Jaliba, from Jaliba, Lalokeba, and all other people. I mean, the history long. Do you wanna ask or add some comments?
Yeah, definitely. I like the Kora. Definitely, I like Kora a lot, especially when they play Kora along with narrating history, talking about history of something, whether it's Manding Empire or something, a history that educates people. It goes along very well. I enjoy things like that, and I think it's a great thing, just like how he started as well. So talking about the culture, the tradition, and all of that, and he's right. He's right, because back in the days, people were specifically assigned to a certain instrument that they played. In the Western world, this has been one of the things that they do with innovation and creativity. People change and people learn different things. That's being open-minded, learning one thing and not just stick to that one thing, but try something else. And another thing I want to commend him for is just like an example he gave is, it's just like when you go to find a job, a company is looking for someone and for a specific job. Well, they will end up hiring someone that can do that job, but plus they have another skill and another skill and another skill. So they look at all their skills and see what can they do, what would they bring to the table, and then hire the right person. So he's absolutely right. I commend him for saying something like that. So in this Western world and this 21st century, of course, things have changed from our traditional method of doing things to a new way of doing things. So, but at the end of the day, I enjoy Kora. I like history. I like when they talk about history. Yep.
Thank you, Sam. I come in another Kora side. I have listened to Lalokeba, Jaliba, Salieu and other Kora, because sometimes either any here also ikaje ni futa tarek Kora le kumema You know,
Mhm.
ikela history for, you know, akaduila. Follow about ni me careful fango. Jani be bolaje. Ite ifo fendi mbi la jifo kono ka be dilale. Ni me lo si paso fo ni mo bolo. So the malong e kanyi history be manage no ko kono nyaadi le because you know carry and different people aka gaje Gambian kaje jang. You know, ne yindo jamu fo kata le bang e ka dumbu e ka molle dumbu molle ka mol tol dumbu turo ko to bang while you know the performance is going, but Salieu sa explain no how skillful e buka nyina jalole hakilo diara mo beti. I mean like is that a special skill or because there is potential gain in it? Me aloko it makes them, you know, do their homework.
Yes, I can answer those questions a little bit, but I have to run because I have to catch up on my other gig in Brooklyn.
Okay, yes.
I have to run soon, but yeah, like you said that we're talking about the tradition. You know, Jalis learn the family names. The family names, that's most important things for the Jalis. They learn that from their fathers and the great grandfathers. So when you know someone's family name, you know where that family name originally came from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So in that sense, you'll be able to, you know, when you start with the family lineage, then like you said that people start getting impressed. So now the present, you know, people in the event, you can have some people in a comment and tell you that this family you're talking about, you know, his son is so and so, his daughter is so and so. So, but you have to start the thing from the top. So that's usually what Jalis have, you know, to learn that kind of knowledge, you know. And nowadays a lot of our young Jalis doesn't have those kind of you know, skills to learn, which is, you know, is very necessity, you know, for young Jalis to understand that and to know that. You see, in back in the days, even you traveling from village to village, if you come to the town where the Jalis live, and you come to the Bantaba, you don't know anybody. So one of the elder Jalis will ask you, where do you come from? If she say, I came from so and so place, what is your family name? That's the first thing they ask. You say your family name, automatically they're going to relate you to one of the kings or one of the, you know, popular, you know, families. So if you know any of those families, you can say, oh, that's my grandfather, that's my great grandfather. So right there, they know that right there they can say something about you.
So this is this can be a split of a second. Like, is it more direct? Jaliya calculate al kunkoro, you know, abora some Ceesay some Ceesay abora Jalikunda, so you know, boom, you know, and you come up with something because you had you know, some history and some knowledge about that.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Ceesay family. Ceesay family has a back, you know, history in the back in the days. So Ceesay Mandi Mori, Jana Mandi Mori, Koma Mandi Mori. Those are in Manding history. Those are the what they call Mori Sinda Lulu. Those are the Mori.
It feel some feel abe muila yamere it is
He's right. He's right.
So those parts is easy for Jalis to trace, you know, the ancestry. Yeah.
Very true.
So this how libe Sawaneh trace le more trace la nyadi.
Sawaneh fane bo fana straight la iba fala si Sawaneh bundu kumani mali kisi. So because Sawaneh ye mandikol male ye flol ma.
Them more full today, more full 1, 2 in 1.
Yeah. So whenever somebody tell you my last name is Sawaneh, then you think of the big Sawaneh, the Sawaneh. So those Sawanehs, they have a knowledge of the government, and they also have a knowledge of the Al-Quran. So they have both knowledge.
Good.
Very good, very good. So another question before we let you go. And if Sam has another something else, I know you have crunch time. We start the program a little bit late because of technical issue. But I told for Jalolo, I told for Alpha Nyo Jamun never. For more, you know, for Atul Fane, for more like Atul Fan Jamun no Puruni Kamala, or Alpha Kakoro Bandila Bankadi, Kadi Mola, Molka, Kadi Yola. Okay.
Yes, of course.
How does that work?
That works with, that's what we call
exactly, not only program also, because no only program also. Alka Katajele, Allah since Kapa. So that not only program also. I look at the Jumala.
Delgadi Kuyatella and in Finol. Kuyatella and Finol Walka Hadis Olafo. Kuyatolu was it Junjungo Kosi, sign Kuyatel Jamabdi Kora Kosi.
Okay.
So Wolfanal, no Fanal Kumadan Tolma. Delfanal Memon of Posokon Gowen di world.
Yeah, because it's fair like that. I don't think Nala program was the most offending with that, you know. So
yeah. So my yalo manding system is very nice because tuwabolia copy le pari ima big copy now. Note mandina system better back because yaje kola Jaliya suladiya kola inata sana wiya fana kije. Yo sana wiya nyimfana yaje sana wiya fana comme ndem jaloti nyawnya but ni sana wiya benning Ceesay tema wala sana wiya benning Sawaneh tema. Ninga kulli soto wala ngama nyota soto. Sawaneh o Ceesay yala niyo soto le nyanta men kelay. So ndella Suso kunda ndella sana wolmu ture kundan kollati anin dabo kundan kolu anin tambajang kundan kolu. So nintel fanale bengo soto wol fanale hakko soto na bengo konole nyante tweet la nyame. Yeah. Wala na ko mandi talaro ke nyame. Yeah, it's very beautiful. They even you know, European, they learn a lot of things about Manding. So they come, they interpret it, but a lot of times some of the things they interpreted, they don't interpret it right. But they know all this Manding culture that is rich.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have Kora in other cultures too? Or it's only in Manding?
Kora is only Manding.
So you cannot have another ethnicity, Mea Lonko, they can come with a Kora. You will tell them, no, that doesn't belong to you.
Yeah. It's only now we have people from Europe and you know, Helsinki, Germany, and we have South Africa. You know, people play Kora. But you see, the thing is that all of these people, when they play it, they have to recognize Manding. They have to, you know, how do you call it? Embrace Manding history.
Right.
Whenever they touch it, they have to say it's from Africa.
They have to give what do you call it? This thing to the to where it originated from. It's just like credit. You have to give credit.
Yeah.
They have to give credit to where.
Exactly. Well, man, they call Kafo like iko ni ibetamal silo kan itakita isano tombom. Ko kana sano la dia jibede. Itakita dame. Wadali lo ya na isano nyingi. So to fana nyela kumbe nyawa nya ikaudla bamane.
So what do you think is the future of Kora? Do you think that the young generation they eventually will not embrace it, they will forget it? Or how are you guys actually come at the whole thing and this other generation? Because I don't say everybody become Western and Mulkela Silulubula and so forth. What do you think of the future of Kora and our traditional music?
In 20 years ago, I was very scared about the future of the Kora or the future of the traditional because 20 years ago, I think 1997, I went to Gambia. I was trying to, at that time I have a band here, which is everybody love it, especially Wabolu. So, but when I went to Gambia, in the radio, I can't even hear the Kora from the radio. The only I hear the rappers and Jamaican music and all that. So I was so disappointed. But then 10 years later, I went back again, and I found out they have come together and to put young Jali musicians, the Kora and Plaform, and they're practicing inside my compound because my mom's compound. One day I was sleeping in the afternoon. So when after the lunch, what else did I hear? I hear the Kora and Plaform playing and the young people singing. I was like, what is this? Then I came out and I see them. I even give them some money. I was so happy. I was like, thank you, God, this has happened. Because I was disappointed in my first trip here. I couldn't hear any Kora. Even I went to the village, very few people play the Kora. But now is picking up so quickly, and because I think the thing is that the Europeans start coming to learn the instrument from them. And then they start thinking like, oh, so this is not a joke. So we have
they know the value.
Yeah.
They now know the value.
Valid. So let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Even right now, that's what I'm trying to do here. Next week I have a program coming, so I'm telling the people to bring their families to the program because I'm intended to introduce children to learn to play Kora, Plaform, African drum, and even African dance. That's what I'm trying to do here now, because I see our kids, they only interested these American raps and whatever in the TikTok. Those are the things that they're interested in.
Right.
And
we
have to work on that to introduce them to our music so that they can learn to play. That's what I told my daughter and my son. I teach them Kora here. I said, this is traditional. It passed on to me, and I have to pass it on to you. So it doesn't matter if you like it or not, but my duty is that I teach you how to do it. If you like it, you continue. If you don't like it, want to do something else, that's that's up to you. But this is how we have to get somebody to continue and make
legacy.
Sure. Exactly.
Yeah, I think you are doing the right thing. And if you can even have a little class on it, not only within your family, but outside, so that, we have a lot of population, especially in Bronx, New York here, Gambian population. And then I know there is a Jali community, and you are part of two Jali band, Jalikunda and Jaliya band. So if you can just on your final this thing, if you can just explain the two, and how can we support the community, can support this effort that you are doing, you and your team, and then your awareness of our culture and so forth. Because I know I organized events where you were invited to perform, many events. It's not even one. Yeah, with the Gambian Youth Organization and the African Day Parade and stuff like that. So just to how people can utilize this, a skill that we have, our culture, our heritages, to reach in our culture here in the West and elsewhere. So if you can just give us like the different band that you have, and then how we can be supportive to you as a community. And Sam also can come in so we can wrap it up.
Cool.
Maybe Sam come in and then you can end with that.
Let him wrap it up since he needs to go. Just like Sawaneh said, if you would do that, and also I know in the New York there, maybe a lot of people are already aware of you, but if you would also say how people can get hold of you, would be good when they have events, so that that would be a good way to advertise your program as well. And a lot of Gambians and even non-Gambians can really take advantage of this and learn about the Kora, but also have you as an entertainer in the program. Yeah, thank you.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's my intention. At this point, it doesn't matter for me either it's a Jali or non-Jali. I want to invite all African, kids or even adults, to come to learn about African instrument. Even though if you don't want to use it like we use it, but maybe in the long run you can have some teach that person, so you can have a benefit out of it. So in that sense, I'd like to invite everyone to come to that event on the 28th of April. I have a flyer I'm going to share in the later on in the thing. So our intention is that this event we can create a link between the children and the parents, so that they can have register who want to play Kora, who want to play the Plaform, and even who want to learn how to sing African traditional singing. And dancing. So that's what we're trying to do. Because what happened, I usually say to my programs that in New York is a multiculturalism city. Mm-hmm. And then the city also support traditional music. Because right now, my group, Jalikunda, we got support by traditional Center for Traditional Music and Dance. That's a big company that support traditional music here in New York. I got support from them, and our big sponsor was NESCA, the New York City Council of the Arts. They also recognize me and my group that what we're doing, and they are ready to support us, what we're doing. So we thank New York City Council of the Arts and NESCA for that support, and New York City Center for Traditional Music and Dance. We thank all of them for their support for traditional music. So apart from that, like you said, we are willing to teach this tradition anytime, in the Bronx here, in Manhattan, Brooklyn, any boroughs of New York City, because that's the way we can preserve our tradition. Otherwise, it passed on to me. So if I don't pass it on, I always say that if I don't pass it on, that means I didn't do right thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So my bands, the two different bands I have, I even have more than two bands. The first band, my band, I used to play it solo, and then I created a band in 1990. 1990, I created a band called Jaliya. Jaliya, which means Extended Family Musical Ensemble. I call it extended family music album. Because that time, there's no a lot of Jalis here. So what I do, I collaborate with the African-American musician, and then some part of, the Caribbean. So then when I start playing, and then these people come to check me out, and they like it, and then some of them are musicians, they join. One of my members, Puerto Rican guy, was born and raised in New York, and then the other ones are African American, born and raised in Detroit, but grew up in New York here. So I have a lot of those kind of people that I collaborate. So that band become very good here in during the 90s and 90, 91, 92. So afterward, when the my Jali people come, so now in Senegal, Mali, Guinea, we create another group called Badinya. So Badinya, which is Badia. Yeah, our Mandinka is a little bit
different than
Mandinka. Yeah, in Guinea and Mali, in Gambia. In Gambia, Senegal, we say Badia, but Mali and Guinea say Badinya.
Badinya,
So
yeah.
Badinya. So we created that group. So that group also, we did a lot of things in the city. And then now I have our own Gambian group called Jalikunda. Jalikunda, that's only Gambia in the group. So that's the Jalikunda, that's the one that we're gonna perform next week, Friday, on the 20th.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
a traditional.
That's traditional one, okay.
Yeah.
So that one has everybody in the area here, Jalikunda, that comes together.
Yes.
Okay.
So everyone is invited. It's a free event.
Okay, so you're gonna share also your flyers and everything, and then you can give your number in case anybody wanna call you for further information.
Yes, my number is 347-301-5236. And also I have a website. It's just by my name, www.salieususo.com. That's my website.
Salieususo.com, SalieuSusso.com.
Yeah.
Okay, so check him out there. Brother Salieu is really, really creative. I mean, I've known him for over 20-something years, and he's been to major events, lunch, with African Americans, other nationality, and then being at the forefront of Kora in this. And then the good thing about him is like he's fluent in English, so he can communicate with many, many other, stakeholders, and then explain and bring this culture into life in the mixed society of New York. So thank you, Salieu, for a great work that you're doing. I mean, to make us proud and then make us, showcase our culture at the world level. And we really, really appreciate you for that.
Thank you so much, Sawaneh. Thank you so much, I'm very grateful to be with you guys. And anytime you have a question, hit me up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. It was a great event. All right. Eid Mubarak.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you to our audience for watching. Take care.